Yo, what's good people, it's Cactus, and in today's video I'm going to be switching things up today. And I know I say that every single time I do something a little bit different, but I can't lie, this past week I've been feeling a little bit less motivated, a little bit less inspired, and I was trying to figure out what it was. And I think it's really down to me making drill beats all the time, because I've got two channels now mainly for drill beats. I always think whenever I start cooking up I have to make a drill beat to upload to one of those channels. But even though drill's my favorite genre to make, I think with any genre, if you're making it every single day, it's just gonna get a little bit repetitive. So this weekend I started making some boom-bap beats, because that's what I started making when I first got into production, and that just killed my beat block straight away. So yeah, if anyone's going through any kind of beat block, then just try switching things up. Try a completely different genre that you're not really used to, because I guarantee you're going to learn some new techniques and processes along the way, and then you can reapply some of those back to the main genre that you're making. So for this video I'm going to be making a boom-bap beat, and I'm thinking I want to make something quite soulful, similar to what DJ Pen 1 would make. He's probably one of my favorite producers when it comes to those soulful boom-bap beats. So yeah, I think that's the direction I'm going to take with this one. But anyway, I'm going to make this one from scratch. I might find some vocal sample to chop up, but I'll just see when I start cooking up. So let's get into it. Alright, so for this one I want to make it quite soulful, so I'm going to be using a piano. I definitely want a live bass guitar, so they're the only two instruments that I've chosen so far. And then for the rest of it, I'm just going to see once I've laid some chords down and see what works. So yeah, for these soulful beats you want to use big chords like 9th chords, and I'm just going to see what progression I can find. I like the sound of that. Maybe that could come down to the C. I'm just gonna set the metronome to get the rhythm, and the tempo is around 80 BPM. It's quite slow for this one. Yeah, that's the one. So I've got the main chord progression there and a bit of the counter melody. And for these boom bap beats, usually I'd say if you can play the keys, just keep the velocity as you've played it. You want these beats as natural as possible. But for me, I'm not an expert on keys. I can play a few chords, but a couple of them notes were too loud. So I'm just going to balance it out a little bit. First thing I'll do is just randomize the velocity a bit. And that just sounds real unnatural with all the chords playing at the same time. So I need to strum these, but I'm going to do it a little bit differently. So the first chords, they're going to have a little bit of a strum. And then the second ones are going to be a little bit longer. Yeah, these need to extend too. And a couple of the notes, you can just extend them a little bit, because it's not always going to end that suddenly. And I can make the bass a bit thicker just by copying these chords. Maybe add a couple more notes. And then for this last section, for some variation, yeah, like that. And then I want some kind of chord in this end section here, so I could either repeat it, but I think I can do something a little bit better. Just sounding real smooth. But then something needs to change in the other pattern. I can hear drums already on this. Just all live instruments fit perfect. And if you wanted to know what piano I'm using, I'm just using the Studio Grand Piano in Addictive Keys, nothing special. I'll do some processing soon though. And for the bass, I'm going to use a live bass guitar from Contact. I feel like that's the vibe I'm going for today. I'm just going to use mostly live instruments. Alright, I'm gonna add another instrument in now, and I'm thinking robes just to complement the main piano. And all I'm gonna do here is copy the chords in and bring them further across. Bring them up an octave. Maybe another one. Yeah, I think that sounds sick. And I'm just gonna add some reverb to this one. Yeah, it sounds nice. And you know what? I haven't even tried any different keys, so let's see if anything else sounds better. That might be too high. I think I'm gonna go for that. So it's in B minor now. Alright, I'm gonna start adding some vocal samples now. And the sample was 1-1-10. So I'm just gonna make this fit to tempo, type in 1-1-10 or 55, that's the same. I think I'm ready to start adding in some drums. From boom-bap drums, you want just live sounds. So I like Cardiac's kit, DJ Pain 1, just anything that has that live drum sounds in it. Alright, for this one, I'm going to use a hi-hat loop, just because I want that realistic feel. If you're just going to use a hi-hat, then try and record the full thing in with your MIDI keyboard, or just keep all the notes off grid. You don't want everything perfectly on grid. Might actually layer that snare with something else. Alright, what I want to do quick, just because I think the kick's getting lost, is I'm going to sidechain it to the bass. I only want it to duck a few frequencies, so I just need to find out what frequency the kick's hitting at. We're at about 64. And then I can copy this EQ onto the bass, and then I can tighten the bandwidth of 0.2. And what I also need to do is add a peak controller on the kick. So I'm going to add Fruity Peak controller. I'm just going to bring that volume down, make sure mute's off as well. And now I'm going to link to controller, set this to peak, change this to inverted, change that to 0.5. And now every time the kick hits, the EQ is going to duck in that same frequency, but I only want it to duck a little bit. So that's way too much. this right in as well. And just tighten that up. Maybe this can be a hook. And again, with all of the drums, you don't want it to sound robotic. So bring a few of them slightly off grid, randomize the velocity, change a few manually. That's like the most key thing with these boom bap beats. So I'm going to randomize them too, and then just copy them over. So the only other thing that I want to add is maybe a crash and some kind of drum fill, but I'm going to do that when I start arranging it. So I'll finish the beat off now and then show you the outcome. Alright, so I've pretty much finished mixing and arranging the beat. So as always, I'll just play it and talk you through what I've done. So in the intro, I've just got the piano, and then that second piano comes in just before the drop, but I've got a filter on the whole intro. And I added a drum fill, a reverse crash, and a crash, just to emphasize the drop. Two different bass patterns, just slightly different. So we've got everything in this section. And then into the verse. So you can hear the energy just dips out. And the drum fill again. Bass comes back in, and just teasing the saxophone. Same with the vocals. And then for this bridge section, I've pretty much just done the same as the intro. In fact, the exact same. So again, you're just going to easily be able to tell where the hook is. So just slightly different this time. And then again, everything. So I hope you liked the video, and I hope you're feeling the beat. If you stuck around to watch this video, then yo, I appreciate you, because like I said earlier, most people want to come for the drill sauce and bounce, and the rest of you just want to watch me cook up. So much love to everyone supporting the channel, and I'll see you next time.